Hello YouTube, this is Lady Bobanan coming to you from my car in the great state of Texas. Thank you for joining me today and hanging on. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Click subscribe to keep up with me. And for notifications that I've made new videos, go ahead and hit the bell. So today's topic is he is not better than you. So when I was discarded, I was told that the new supply was the best thing that had ever happened to the ex-husband, who was then my husband, before we divorced. Now, never mind that we have had two lovely daughters together. Those weren't in the top two things that happened to him. It was the new supply and the time with her. She could do no wrong. Now, I saw at the time, and even now, that she is using him for his money. She's very histrionic. She's very suggestive with dudes in particular. She's very flirty. She's very forward when she wants to be, when she sees that she might be able to use some of her assets to get something. Now, if you think I'm talking mess, yes, I am. However, it's the truth. I happen to spend too much time in close proximity with this person, and she ended up being disrespectful not just to me, but to my children and to my house. She's called the police on me. She's put her hands on me. So that's been quite a challenge to move forward and just let her live out her karma. Now, getting back to what I was saying, there's a lot of people who sit and wonder about the new supply and what he or she could be doing different, or that is allowing for things to look nice for them and the ex-narc or whatever. But you have to think that is what is on the outside. You know what happened between the two of you and what was going on inside those closed doors and between four walls. No one has to tell you that things were crazy. Now, I don't know about you guys out there, but the end of my time with the narc was crazy. I mean, really, my whole time with him was crazy and quite a whirlwind of a time. But things really came to a head up to the discard that he did with me. And, I had my phase, my time, where I got really sad and down about what was unfolding before me. It didn't matter that, we essentially known each other for almost 10 years and had kids and had built a life together the last several years. That was just chucked in the garbage. I was erased and deleted, and he had a new life and, a whole new family to invest his time in. And at first, I was a little jealous, and I was quite preoccupied with comparing myself to the new supply and wondering why she was getting all his attention and stuff like that, and why he couldn't see that she was just using him. She is a huge user, and I do believe that he's met his match in terms of a person being devious and not having the best of intentions. I can't really say for sure whether she is pathologically narcissistic, but she is definitely self-centered and has a vision that would be based off a tunnel. But in any case, so what I witnessed this past weekend validated a lot of things for me, and it was in front of my face. So just for context, I've been hanging out with the now ex-husband, who I suspect is pathologically narcissistic, and his new wife, who is the supply that came right after me. I've been doing this because the kids, it really helps them to have family time and see everyone together getting along. I do feel a lot of guilt about, having them, witness a lot of the verbal abuse and emotional abuse and physical threats and all that from their father, who I suspect is pathologically narcissistic, and it was also my ex-husband, between him and I. So, for the sake of the kids, they're really young, and I do feel it's important for them to have those family moments whenever possible. I definitely try to encourage the ex-husband to have his personal time with the children, but the kids will ask, where I am, and they'll want me to go, so I go ahead and go. It's hard, but it's not impossible to sit next to and around people that you don't particularly care for. Anyway, so, I've been hanging out with the ex-husband and the new supply, who is his new wife, and the other day we were grilling at the house. Kids were playing out in front and stuff, and I was sitting next to the ex-husband, and prior to that I hadn't really been saying a whole lot. I was just enjoying being outside and interacting with the kids and everything like I normally do. I just try to put my focus and attention on positive things instead of worrying about what the ex and the new supplier are thinking or doing. I just fake it till I make it. But in any case, I turned to the ex-husband and I talked to him about a new beer garden that I had read about that was opening like Midtown or something like that. Anyway, he started to talk about King's Beer House, this beer garden that sells German food and beverage and craft beers, and how he had wanted to go out to a location in Pearland, but just never had the chance. Now, if you know my ex-husband, he really likes his beer, and he especially likes craft beer. He doesn't really drink a lot of pea water, which I would consider to be like Busch and stuff like that. I'm not really a big fan of beer, but if I was going to drink some, it'd be the lighter craft beers. And there's been some darker, or I guess sour tasting beers that I've liked, but they're rare. Anyway, the ex-husband, was, getting a little excited talking about it, because I know, he's always wanted to hit, or has been wanting to hit up a lot of beer garden-like establishments. And the new supply turns to him and goes, well, you're not gonna get too drunk and be stupid. It's not a place where you go to do this and that, and you can't get out of control. I'm like, whoa. I know for a fact that the ex-husband, yes, can get out of control when he drinks too much, or he mixes the wrong, well, not the wrong, but certain things like a craft beer 2 or 3 and some Fireball. Like, that's a terrible combination. Or if he just drinks a lot of Fireball, that's not going to give you a good outcome with him. Anyhow, she was going on and on about it. I'm like, what? Where is this coming from? You would think that after almost being a year on probation, doing this community service, having to pay all these fees to be a part of the DWIP Trial Adventure program, that he would kind of wisen up and, not go all out. Now, anything's predictable with a person who's pathologically narcissistic. They're very self-serving. They can live in the moment, and if you're like my ex-husband, you'll live in the moment a little too much when you're in your feelings, drink too much, and boom, you get dark rage and emotional crying fits, and the episodes that I'm glad I don't have to be subject to. But anyway, she was just telling them off, and like, it was, this is in front of everyone, and I'm thinking, what? And I actually stuck up for him. I said, well, when ex-husband goes out to drink craft beer, especially a place like that, it's about savoring. I mean, he's kind of sad at the same time. And I said, he really, is just looking for an experience. But I remember the ex-husband telling me that I was trying to control him by telling him that I couldn't drink, and he liked it that, he could get, support, get support from the new supply. And I just roll my eyes and laugh and think, you know what, she's going to disappoint you just like anyone else would, because, I would believe that most people who have a concern for your safety and other people's safety would not want you to act a fool and drive drunk and do all these things that, we've seen you do when you drink too much. So, there's been other times where the new supply has flirted with other men in front of the ex-husband. She spends his money like she's drinking water, quite freely, or well, I would say drinking water like, it's the heat of the summer in Houston, because some people don't drink water until it's really hot. Anyway, so, the ex-husband told me that I was just a money grubber and I just wanted to sit at home all day and spend his money. And it's funny because the new supply sits at home all day and spends his money. So, yeah, there's nothing special about the new supply. It's just what that person can give the narc at that moment in time. If they fulfill their needs and check all the boxes, then great, they're good to go, So I just wanted to share that. It was fun sitting back and watching this and seeing the look on the ex-husband's face. It wasn't a good look, and I think the new supply is too dense to really see what she's doing. She's walking straight into a cobra pit. But hey, that's karma for you. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I'm so sorry about not doing that third video for Divorcing Narcissists. I am going to be working on it, I promise. And I'm going to be trying to bring you guys more videos. I have a little more free time since I haven't been driving a whole lot lately. But once I get my stuff from Postmates, I hope to actually be driving a lot more. And tonight I might try DoorDash. I hate that you have to schedule and jump on a schedule or drive all your way just to get an area that's going to let you jump on and get a schedule. Alright, anyway, I will see you guys later. Thank you for joining me and have a great day.